Hello, welcome back to the Spider's Web. In this video we're going to be continuing with our Vampire Hunters card. Vampire Hunters mini, hero mini, and this is Stephan this time. He's the big bulky dude with the crossbow, the stake and the Mohican. So we're going to be doing this chappy. This is what his card looks like. Hero bulking fairly, hero bulking fairly similar, but not exact. So what we're going to do first off is using a little bit of Castellan green. This is how we're going to get his body armour looking. You may have noticed is on his picture he had green body armour, so that's what we're going to give him. Try to make it as close to the actual picture as we possibly can, because it's a case of you've got a distinct image there, and to make it easier for anybody who's playing the game and following and trying to make sense of the characters and finding the characters easy, try to get it as close as I can to the actual image on the card. So we have the Castellan green on there. Flesh tone, what we want is what we're looking for. Don't want that one, not yet anyway. Let's see what we can do. Come on, I must have some different coloured flesh tones. Yeah, I don't like any of them, so I'm going to stick with the Kislev flesh, which we've used before. I decided, after putting the green down, that I usually start with flesh colour, so I wanted to carry on doing so. So there we are, Kislev flesh and the job. I will do the flesh tones first, and then we'll do the body armour and everything else after that. So we'll dampen our brush and let's see where we can go. Okay, so flesh tones all over anywhere that is skin. Simple and straightforward. Let's try not to have as many bubbles as we have here. You will get bubbles possibly. If you do, just keep brushing them and moving the paint around so that the bubbles vanish, because bubbles are not our friend in painting. They may be our friend in eating an arrow, but they certainly aren't our friend in painting a miniature or a picture, unless you're doing a picture of an arrow, of course, and then it probably could help, but I'm not getting that far into a deep philosophical debate on the pros and cons of bubbles. We cover, as I say, all the all the flesh areas in this. And before I carry on, I am actually going to be using the old titles for the remaining minis for this series. As you may have noticed over the first few days of this week, or was it last week, I actually created, well, not created, but I've added like an animation to the opening credits, opening titles of my videos. A bit of a tribute to Doctor Who, as you may have noticed. Being a Doctor Who fan, I wanted to do my own little version of it. Very tongue-in-cheek, supposedly, not to be taken seriously. And I hope you enjoy that, the new titles. Let me know what you think. If you you haven't seen them yet, they are the last unboxing videos and the a quick look at video that I did and posted up over the last couple of days. In fact, I think there was 2 unboxing videos I did, if I remember rightly. So there was 2 unboxing videos. I shot them both. I filmed them both last Saturday. The quick look at video for Dance of the Fireflies I did on Sunday, and I've put them both up. I'll put all 3 of them up Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Or was it Sunday, Monday, Tuesday? I can't remember which. So I hope you enjoyed them. Next we're going into our Castellan green for the body armour, and we just go all over with that, all over the body armour, that is. We're not doing everything in this colour, just the body armour. Don't get carried away. There is material underneath the body armour which won't be painting a different colour altogether. So as I say, don't be going mad with this and painting every little thing. Another thing is, if you need to go over another part to get these edges, at this stage that's perfectly okay, because we've not painted anywhere else and you can paint over them. If you have painted over, if you have painted it, then careful where you paint. Right, so that's the Castellan green sorted out. So what we're going to do next is look for a colour that will be the back of there. Let me try and point things out. You've got the t-shirt that he's wearing that goes around here, and you've got this little area here which is the back support for this. I do not want that to be green, or that shade of green. So I'm going to change that colour. What are you doing down there? So what colour can I put it? I know, just do something quite basic, shall we? A little bit of Baneblade brown. I think that's what we'll use for this. Now, I say a little bit because I'm not going to be just using the Baneblade brown. Into the Baneblade brown I'm going to put some of the Castellan green. Just to change colour or change tone. I'm going to put some of the flesh tone in as well to make it look not that much different. Wanted a greenish cast but like a brownish tone, if you get me drift. There we are. and it may as yet be very similar to another colour we've got. We never know. But that is what we're going to use for that little bit. So that's that. Next we're going to be doing the let's do the trousers first of all, and I think we're just going to do them same as usual. In fact, no, let us not do the same as usual. Let's do something slightly different. Let's do Doombull, no, not Doombull brown. Let's do instead yeah, Scrag brown. We're going to use a little bit of Scrag brown for that. So give it a good shake and pop some on the palette. I'm also going to pop some there as well. Wash the brush off, and then we'll add some of the Scrag brown into the mix we did for the this part here, and we'll do the trousers in that colour. Now, being careful again not to go over everything, we're going to darken this up. It's not going to look as bright. We'll darken this up with a wash later on, but we need to have some bright colours on first so that the wash can dull them down. And I've just accidentally gone over the body armour part there. Right, let's see if I can do the rest of it without messing any other bit of painted up. And here we are. We just now we have noisy sods outside. Yeah, so we just concentrating on getting the trouser area painted up the way we want it. Doesn't have to be this colour, obviously. It's the colour I choose to do it. When it comes down to if you're painting these, the biggest advice I can give you is paint it whatever colour you want. There's nothing to say that you have to paint it the same as me, even if you're following along with me. Choose whatever colour you want. If you want to have these dirt blue, have them dirt blue. If you want to have them black, have them black. If you want to have them grey, have them grey. If you want to have them bright pink, have them bright pink. It's whichever colour you would like them. Your models, you've paid for them, so you've bought the right to paint them any way you want. There we are. So that's all I've got to say on the subject. That's not all I've got to say on the subject. So I've got plenty more to say on the subject, but I think there's just too much uniformity with things at the moment, and I don't mean that with. I don't just mean that with what do we call it, minis. I mean it with a lot of things in life. Everything has to look similar. Everything has to have a certain look, otherwise it doesn't. So-called doesn't appeal to people. You know, as far as I'm concerned, individuality appeals to me more than trying to look like something else. Like something you're not. If you're don't know what I was going to say then. If you're not happy with having this colour, or you're not happy with following on with somebody just because they do it, or don't. do what you want to do. As long as you're not hurting anybody, as long as you're not causing problems for somebody else, you can do exactly what you want. That's how I see it. We all have that. Oops, my camera's dropped by the look of it. Bear with me. I'm not sure whether it dropped or whether I've just gone further up, but I don't feel as though I've moved, but the camera seems to have moved. Oh dear, never mind. Right, so that's that bit done. Next I'm going to do a little bit of a darker colour for the boots. In fact, not for the boots, for the t-shirts. In fact, I'm not going to do a darker colour. I'm going to use the Burn Blade Brown that we put out earlier. And we'll use that for the t-shirt. You know, it's definitely, if it was in the military, it would definitely be desert colours. I may have to put some more of this down in a moment, I don't know. But I'll try and make this look okay. So I don't want everything to be black and grim and very overtly gothic-y kind of thing. I want something a little different every now and again. Just because I wear black all the time doesn't mean to say that I want all my minis to be exactly the same. What I was saying earlier. I'm not seeing the minis to be an extension of me, I'm seeing the minis to be little plastic or resin or metal pieces that I used to play games with, and I want them to look like people can recognise them as being mine. So you know, as I was saying at the earlier on in this video, I'm going to stick with the same titles for this fella and the next one, who is the guy with the great big winch type thing, for the simple reason being is that we are doing the same minis. In fact, I think I've got some what you may call it. I think I've got some more vampires to do from the core sets. The elders, I think I've got to do them. I've just noticed that my thing isn't turned on. So I think what I might do is, once I've done the core set in with the old titles, whenever I do anything new, it'll be with the new titles. So anything from the core set will have the old titles. It's a continuation on new series. I have got what you may call it. I have got the gameplay series that I want to do. A little campaign, one of the little campaigns. I'm going to be taking that up soon. I just want to get these finished first of all, because I know full well they will be making an appearance. And I've just shaken the pot, and I'm not telling you what I'm using next. I'm using Rhinoxide. Okay, so as I said, I'm going to be finishing these off first, I think, before I do start the the actual gameplay. So bear with me. I will be using the new titles for the gameplay routine, and going back to sort of like link back to the previous video I did, or previous two videos I did for the rules. I might even change the intros for those. I don't know yet, to make them fit in. I'm too far gone with the intros for these because I've done that many minis. There's no point in changing the intros yet, but for the rules ones I think I may change the intros for those. I'll have to do a little bit of jiggery pokery, but it'll just be, I said, to change the what's the word I'm looking for, it'll just be to change the intros. There won't be any other difference with the video that they've already been put up. I'm not going to reshoot it. I haven't got the basic footage to redo. So as I say, it's just a case of, I'll get it back up in the video editor, and I'll cut out the old intro and put the new one in instead in its place, so that it all ties in together. So the rhino tie is going to be used for the boots. It's also going to be used for the leather straps holding the knee pads on. There we go. So that's the majority of those. I'm going to paint the little hand grenades or whatever it is that's here on his shoulder in this brown as well. They're all going to look slightly different. None of them are going to look the same because I don't like doing things looking the same. As in, like the way I highlight the boots is going to be different to the way I highlight the leather straps. Oh, sorry, the way I highlight the boots and the leather straps are going to be different to the way I highlight the hand grenades. That's what I was meaning. And all the leather will do the same. I'll highlight the same colour so you can tell it's leather. Right, so I'm going to go back now into the green in order to touch up on the areas that I've messed up on. Well, not messed up on, missed. So we go down here. And we'll make sure that we get all the body, all the armour area that was painted green, all the edges to be green as well. Like I was saying earlier, it looks silly if you don't. Yeah, so I just need to make sure that I've got the edges done. There we are. And in this case, make sure that all the areas that I've painted the green colour is actually still looking green. So sometimes as you're painting it dries and it pales a little too much, especially if you haven't got enough paint on your brush. It can sometimes look very watery when you're finished and it doesn't give the same effect. There we go. I think that should be okay. No, a little bit there. I need to do. Let's get some more paint on the brush. Where was it again now? Can't remember. Is it there? That was here. There we are. Now I'll go back into the colour I used for the trousers. And that, there's not much of it left, but I don't need a great deal. There we are. That'll do. And just there as well. There we go. I think that, in fact, I'm going to mix a bit more of this colour because it's not, what I've got isn't anywhere near enough for what I need to do. So it's better mixing more and getting the right colour that you need. And trying to fight through and not have the colour that you need. There we are. And there's just little areas where I've missed with this colour, or I've managed to catch with the colour that we're using for the leather. So I just want to make sure everything is as it should be. There we are. It might be a slightly different shade of the previous colour I mixed. It doesn't make any big difference. It's going to be that's what I'm looking for. It's going to be washed anyway to look darker, so slight differences in the shade and the tone aren't going to be too problematic. There we go. Next we're going to do his hair, and for that we're going to mix in a little bit of the Kisler flesh with a little bit of the whatchamacallit, Kisler flesh, scrag brown, that was the one I was looking for. We'll do that and we'll put that over. This is the colour we're going to do for his hair. Again, don't worry if it looks a little bit weird. It does very similar to his trousers, I know, but we're going to make this much lighter. So the colour I put over this is going to make it look a little different. There we are. So I think we're almost there, except I missed a little bit of body armour on his hand, so I'm going to paint that now. And I'm going to give him a different colour glove, because I don't want everything to look brown, so he's, or dark brown anyway. So I'm going to give him a slightly different coloured glove, which will be the, that's Doom Bull Brown. It is a dark brown, but it's quite a reddy colour. And we'll pop that on the palette, just there. And as you may have noticed, I didn't clean the green off because I'm not really too fussed of mixing the colour as it is at the moment now. I'm more bothered about getting the paint on the Mini, and if it's not exactly a pure Doom Bull Brown colour, it's not an issue. Now I'm making this up as I go along. I have no set colours in mind before I start, other than I wanted him to look fairly similar to his picture on his card. Okay, so that is the only criteria I came in with. That's usually the only criteria I come into any painting video with, is if he's got a picture on a card, I want him to look fairly similar to that. If it's a full picture or full body picture, I will do it as much as I can to go inside with that. So if there's different minis and different pictures, you can actually spot which is yours quite easily when it's in the gaming table. That's the only reason I do it like that. If it's a group of minis and there's no real set colour idea, I will paint them any way I wish. If they need to be an army and wearing a uniform, I'll paint them all exactly the same, but 9 times out of 10 I won't follow any pre-done design, except for those times when I've just explained. But almost done for this part. The next section we're going to be using our Old Faithful for wood, when I can find it. Here it is. Dryad bark. So I'll add a little bit of this onto our palette. We don't need a great deal because there's not a great deal of wood here anyway. In fact, I've just realised I've missed another glove, never mind. I'll paint this stake. And it's not just a stake, but the crossbow will also be painted in this colour. And I'm going to do what I usually do with these crossbows. I usually find a paint this part that I'm doing now metallic colour, so it looks like, because I like to think it's a blade that's been attached, so it can be used as a bit of an axe kind of thing for defence, as well as being able to shoot bolts of wood. If they start fighting hand to hand, they've got an axe kind of blade as well. It may not be that, it may be standard design for a crossbow. I've never fired a crossbow, never used a crossbow, and I don't think I've actually ever seen one in real life, but that's the way I'm thinking of it. And as I say, it's my model, so if that's the way I think my model is, then that's how it is, whether or not that's how it's meant by the official publishers. I bought the Mini, it's my Mini, I'll do what I want with him. Simple as. There we are. Back into the Doom Bull Red, or Doom Bull Brown, sorry. Excuse me. And got the armour on this hand as well. That's fine, not a problem. I'll quite simply paint what I can. In turn. There we go. Try not to leave any grey or any of the primer showing through, because that's not look good. That's not going to look good. Always colour something, even if it's not quite the right colour. Just add some colour. It'll soon blend in. And let's face it, these aren't, I've said this before, I'll say it again, these aren't the greatest minis in the world. So I'm not really too fussed about getting the greatest paintwork, paint job I can do on it. I'm doing as good as I feel is the need. Oh yeah. So we'll get the armour or the wrist protector done on this. There we go. That's about as far as I'm going to take that. And then back into the Rhinox hide for trying to work out then which was the Rhinox hide. Back into the Rhinox hide for the leather straps around here. And that will be it for the first part of this video, other than washing of course. And for washes I'm just going to use an all over wash of our old favourite Agrax shade. I just want to make sure that everywhere's dry first, so I'm going to start off at the bottom of the mini and work up, and then just try to do this part, making this the last to do. So I'm going to get a slightly bigger brush, and so we're going to start off down here. Get both legs and feet done. Yes, I know this brown is going over green as well, but it gives an interesting effect. It makes it look not so clean looking. You know, you do get the feel when you've used Agrax Earthshade that your model has definitely been having a scrap somewhere along the line. And just watch what you're doing with this. Don't let it pool up anywhere. Don't put too much on and allow it to pool, because that just makes it look not good. So basically all we're going to do is, as I say, all over the mini with this colour. I don't want it to look as though it's what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want it to look as though he's brown shiny, just got out of the bath and got dressed. I want him to look as though he's been actually out and hunting vampires, causing a nuisance of himself to all vampires. And by doing that, he's not going to look the cleanest, shall we say. So, oh yeah, I would imagine now that that part is now dried. So I'm going to give it as much chance as I can, much time as I can to dry. I'm going to go over different areas first, but it's all done now. Making sure everywhere is covered evenly. Where are we at? That is Stephan, base coated and washed. When we come back, it will be Stephan, base coated, washed, and we're kicking into highlighting territory then. So join me in the next video and we'll see, and we'll finish him off. We'll see what we can do with him. So until next time, as always, turn that off. Take it off even better. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Until next time, take care, God bless, and bye for now.